Catch the spirit of the game, the Hastings Sidebusters.
Line drive, left field, base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes his 2nd run home, and the Sodbusters have the lead.
Us Hastings kids, we kind of have our own little crowd going on in the corner, so it's been a blast.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3, and the Sodbusters are out of trouble in the 7th.
I kind of get what's expected, and we're supposed to do it the right way, everything else, but at the end of the day, it is summer baseball, and we're here to improve every day, but also have a lot of fun.
Sodbuster Baseball.
Previously in the summer, I got to play with a kid from Japan, so that's a cool connection there, and it's just nice getting to know everybody and seeing what they like. Kind of maybe they show me something that I'll like and enjoy and take on for the rest of my life. You never know.
Swing and a miss. And the Hastings Sodbusters got one for the 3rd time in a row.
You got to make sure you have your composure and stay true to who you are up there. You got to be able to know what kind of baseball player you are, and you got to play to your strengths.
The Hastings Sidebusters.
A quick turnaround as we get set to go for Game 2 of the Hastings Sodbusters and the Badlands Big Sticks. Hastings has already taken the field behind Marcus Miller, the left-hander, as he is going to get the start today. 0-4, a 6.05 ERA, 41 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 31 runs, 28 of those earned. He's allowed 62 hits, striking out 31. He has walked 18 and hit 3. As Marcus Miller getting his start as the Sodbusters trying for a sweep. We are going to get rolling and have to have the lineups as we go as the Badlands Big Sticks. They are already coming to the plate with Cam Crater, right-handed hitting center fielder. They go with Troy Berg at the shortstop. Isaac Huddle is the catcher. It's Joe Osborne in left field. Cam Uran in right. Balas Buckmaster at second. Royce Van Dyne, the DH. They have Kobe Krenz at first base. And they also have Harrison Waxley at third base. That's their lineup. Will set the Hastings D as we are underway. Top of the 1st inning, trying to get this game going after the extra inning win. First pitch swing, and this is lofted into left field, and that's 1 pitch, 1 out for Cam Crater as he flies out to left. The Hastings Sodbuster defense doing the catching in Game 2 is Marcos Cabranes. At first base, it's going to be the Sodbusters. They're going to go with Landon Gaz. At second, Taylor Gill. Third baseman, Anthony Chavez. And the shortstop is Josh Printer. As now batting will be Troy Berg. As we are just underway, game number 2, and the pitch is across for a strike. No balls, 1 strike on Troy Berg. It's Steve Stein, Ryan Valenta, as we had the quick turnaround after the Sodbusters walked it off in the opening game today as Hastings rallying from a run down to the 8th to win it 8-7. Here's the pitch, and this one is lined right back at Miller. He's able to pick it up, throw to first in time, got totally turned around. Somehow it hit his glove as he had his back to the play, and he throws it to Landon Gas for about as loud an out as you're ever going to have. Oh, my goodness.
Big smile on his face. He's definitely awake now. He's in the dugout and the bullpen for that Game 1, and 2 batters in. You get a jolt of adrenaline. Fastball coming right back at you. That one was loud off the bat and gave the thumbs up right away to Skipper in the dugouts and made the play look easy. Nice.
It goes 1-3, and that is anything but a 1-3. Isaac Huddle up there now for Badlands as he is up to the 3 spot of the batting order. The Hastings Sodbusters and the Badlands Big Sticks just getting rolling after Hastings won the opening game of this doubleheader. And here's a liner toward the left side. It's going to be picked up by Chavez. 1-2-3 goes Badlands in the first. Head of the bottom half of inning number 1. No score. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So, to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Out of the bottom half of inning number 1, the Hastings Sodbusters and the Badlands Big Sticks, as Badlands has a right-hander on the mound, as Jackson Horace is going to be doing the pitching for this squad from Badlands, as Jackson from Iowa went to Des Moines Area Community College, 0-2, a 1.40 ERA. Another guy with a great earned run average, making his 4th start. 15 innings, he's allowed 6 runs, 3 of those earned, allowed 17 hits. He struck out 10. He has walked 9. He's going to be facing a lineup which begins with Taylor Gill at the top of the order. Lane Shires will be the second batter for the Sodbusters, playing center field, and it is Cale Jensen in left. Those are the first 3 batters as we make our way through this bottom half of inning number 1. Marcos Cabranes is going to be doing the catching here in game number 2. You've got Nick Jones as the DH. He started at first base last game. Anthony Chavez will bat next, and he is playing third base. And you've got the Sodbuster right fielder in this particular game. That's Jaden Stone. And Jaden Stone batting 7th. Jaden Stone wearing number 3. Landon Gaz is batting 8th for the Hastings Sodbusters. And batting 9th and playing shortstop Josh Printer, with Marcus Miller on the mound. And Miller able to work a 1-2-3 first inning. Good job for Marcus. And boy, he had a wicked comebacker. We interviewed Marcus. We planned to play Marcus's interview before the first game. We planned to play Marcus's interview before the second game. Didn't do either. So we will promise and play it tomorrow as part of our coverage tomorrow. It just did not work out for either game the way the broadcast unfolded. So we apologize for that, but we're going to get Marcus on before this season's over, all right? Here comes the Sodbuster second baseman, Taylor Gill. Gill, what a first game. Inside the park home run, 2-run double. He had a single, reached base 5 times for the Hastings Sodbusters. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and this one is rocketed to the left side, and coming on and making a sliding grab. That's the Badlands Big Sticks, and that is an outstanding play there from Joe Osborne, the left fielder. And so there's one loud out for the Hastings Sodbusters here in the first.
Got some good contact. Just had a little too much top or backspin on it, just able to hang up enough, and good play by the left fielder.
Jensen rounds third. He's going to come home. Sodbusters trying to go first to third. The throw is not in time, and Jones takes second on the throw as Hastings takes the 1-0 lead on the RBI single from Nick Jones.
Great piece of hitting, taking it right back up the middle. Cabranes, a little bit of a gamble going to third base. If he is thrown out before the run scores, then that doesn't count, but you saw that emphatically Tim Stroman was pointing to home plate saying score the run, but it didn't matter. Cabranes, with his speed, makes it to third, and for the third straight game, Sodbusters score in the first inning.
And looking for multiple runs now with Anthony Chavez coming to the plate. He's batting in the 6th spot for Hastings, comes up in a big spot. He had a 2-run single yesterday for Hastings and takes the pitch for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Mentioned Tim Stroman behind the plate as those two guys switch spots. Jason Seitz is the field umpire, and those two guys also having to get their uniform gear switched in a hurry, as we did not have too much time at all between the two games, but that's okay after an extra inning affair in the opener as the pitch is taken for strike 2. Chavez down to the count as Anthony Chavez in the first game going 0 for 4. Multi-hit games for Kistler, for Stone, and of course Taylor Gill 3 for 3 with the first inside the park home run in Sodbuster history. Been a nice addition to this Sodbuster team as of late. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Chavez watches it go by. It is back to the screen, and Marcos Cabranes will score on a wild pitch as Hastings takes a 2-0 lead. Jones advances to third, and Chavi still with an RBI chance with a runner at third, and the Sodbusters lead it 2-0.
Whatever curse was once at Duncan Field is long gone. Everything just going right in these past 8 games for the Sodbusters, and say we picked a good time of the month to have just about all of our games here at home, and 2-0 lead, and man, this is fun to watch.
Maybe it's the Hiltbrands. They're in town, so yeah, Kyle's parents standing behind us. And here's another wild pitch. Coming home is Jones, back-to-back wild pitches as it was 2 up, 2 down, 2 walks, an RBI single for Nick Jones, back-to-back wild pitches, and the Sodbusters take a 3-0 lead on only 1 hit here in the first. And if you're Badlands, what's your mindset? You get beat yesterday. You're probably eliminated from playoff competition. It's 9 o'clock, and now you're just starting the second game of a doubleheader, and it's 3-0 before you really even get warm, if that's the right term. I think you're plenty warm.
Yeah, just not even a big enough hole to hide in for the guys right now. Just 2 consecutive wild pitches just has to feel horrible.
And Chavez skies this one in the air. Pretty well hit to center field. And this one is going to be an out as we are going to take a quick breather and come right back. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Welcome back to Sodbuster Baseball. Here's owner and general manager Scott Galusha.
Yeah.
It's been a special odd day at Duncan Field, but we've got a cool deal.
And you know, this is some of the things that I get to do. Not everybody gets to see the cool things that happen to me and the rest of our staff when we do this. And so we got some visitors here tonight. Rod and Amy Hiltbrand are behind me. And without any sort of warning, they brought up these beautiful cutting boards that I'm going to steal, actually. But they gave this to Ryan and Steve. And it's just, I've said it 100 times, if not, you know, you're the only people that we listen to. And they do such a great job. And I'm smart enough to put good people around me. And so Steve does a tremendous job, and Ryan, and of course Mason as well. But these are the neat things that you don't always get to see. Everybody's watching baseball, but behind the scenes is really where things happen. And these kind of relationships make it all work.
And Rod and Amy, come on up. Well, first of all, we got to show the cutting board, Scott.
Put it right in front of this face. There we go. How's that?
And Rod, you are you're the guy who builds these?
Yeah, just for fun.
A very cool deal, and I know you handed us also a little tin of What's the tin for? Tell us a bit about that.
Well, that's beeswax, mineral oil, and a little bit of carnauba wax to keep it looking good.
And that's pretty cool. Now, what all other wood kind of projects do you do?
Pretty much. I built a boat. I mean,
I built a boat?
Boat?
He built a boat.
Fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. I mean, has woodworking always been a passion?
Maybe a little bit of a passion, but just more so recently, now that my kid can spend his summer in, Nebraska.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Hey.
So I have free time.
Has he had a good time?
Right.
He's had a wonderful time. This has been the greatest experience. Been super happy.
Very, very cool. And is this your first trip to Nebraska?
Both of us, yes. First time here.
Nice.
How do you like the humidity?
It's not bad, actually. We thought we were leaving California's heat.
She was hoping for a moist heat.
And it's still dry here, but we like it. We follow him everywhere where he likes to go to play. We just enjoy watching him.
Well, it's great to have him a part of the Sodbusters, and it's great to have you guys as a part of the Sodbuster family. Ryan Valenta, come on in, and we got a nice card here.
This nice card right before the game. This is it's a packed house here. Right before the game, we get a knock on our door, and just right at the door, and so it's like, who's this? And it was Rod. He just gave us this big package of plates and the little thing there, and said, and it almost seemed like it was just. He was a delivery man, but no, he made this. So I just want to read this nice card that he left too. They're all the way up from California, so obviously watching us a lot. He says, thank you too for all your live stream work. And the two, he means Mason, Connor, Noah too, of everybody making it possible. Thank you for all your live stream work. We really appreciate all the work and extra effort that goes into this service. And it was from the SOFA, which stands for the Sodbuster Offsite Fan Association. Rod and Amy,
like that.
I hope you came up with that one because that is really darn cool.
We're going to use it. Is that all right?
Yeah. Thank you guys. This was an awesome surprise. This is my first summer doing Sodbuster baseball and doing summer baseball for sure. So Scott's nice enough, but he gets the job done. But this was really meant a lot to us. So thank you both.
Very special, and it's just important that everybody sees baseball, but that's just a little bit of what we do. And the relationships that we make with some of these young men and get to meet their families and see where they're all from, that's really why we do this. We just get to package it like we want to with baseball. By the way, Marcus Miller 1 up, 1 down, and whatever inning it is, doesn't matter. We're off to a good start. Strikeout, there you go. Perfect. I knew you'd catch us up one way or the other. But again, that's just one of the small things that we get an opportunity that you don't always get to see. And so we wanted to make sure that we let everybody else see that we appreciate that very much, and it's very special to us too. So thank you very much.
Scott, appreciate it. And Rod and Amy, thanks for coming, and enjoy your stay in Nebraska. We appreciate their gift to us, and it's really well thought of as we are just honored by that particular show of appreciation. I'm going to try to get back to baseball, too. While you're away, a strikeout from Joe Osborne. And Cam Uren just beat out an infield single as we return to action. Haven't missed much. Sodbuster scored 3 runs in the first inning. We're now in the top half of inning number 2 as it is the Badlands Big Sticks on the attack with Balas Buckmaster coming to the plate for the Big Sticks as they are trying to battle back after Hastings scored 3 runs in their half of the first. And Buckmaster at the plate now for the Badlands Big Sticks, and Marcus Miller brings it over for a strike as the Hastings Sodbusters and the Badlands Big Sticks get rolling. Now, Badlands, they are going to stay here tonight, so it doesn't matter how long we play, although I got to work tomorrow. But we would like to have a quick-moving game, but they are going to stay the night regardless and then head up to their next stop at Hawaii to close out the year Friday through Sunday. So 3-0 the score. Sodbusters on top. Runner at first, 1 man out. Marcus Miller out there for the Hastings Sodbusters. The lefty. Again, we had an interview with him. Had planned to play it before each of the 2 games. Unable to do that. We will play that tomorrow as part of our Sodbuster coverage. Promise. This pitch misses. Now 2 balls and a strike on Balas Buckmaster. Balas Buckmaster getting his opportunity, a guy who went 1 for 4 with an RBI yesterday. He's 5 for 22 against the Sodbusters. That's a .227 clip. And he does have a couple of multi-hit games. So 2 2-hit games. The 1-hit game yesterday, he's gone 0 for the rest of the time, and he fouls this pitch away. Balas Buckmaster makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes on Buckmaster. 1 out, 1 on. The Hastings Sodbusters lead it 3-0. Hastings getting a 2-out single from Nick Jones to bring home 1 run, then 2 wild pitches, plating 2 more in that productive first inning. Hastings jumped out 6-0 in the first game, had to survive a Badlands rally to win in 8-7 as a swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Marcus Miller for the Hastings Sodbusters.
And like we said, a tale of 2 different pitchers. Marcus Miller, the crafty left-hander, like we mentioned pregame for Game 1. Miller's going to hit 78, maybe 79 on the fastball when Zaffino's off-speed pitches the Game 1 starter. That was around where he was hitting, so how hard is that for a lineup to adjust to 2 very different pitchers? Answer can be varied.
There's a shot, but just fouled on the first base line off the bat of Royce Van Dyne, who did play in the first game. The designated hitter, Van Dyne, is DHing this particular game for the squad. And he went 1 for 3 in the doubleheader opener, as the Sodbusters winning that one. And not only Zaffino, but you had Jacob Shaw and also Nico Riera hitting 80 miles an hour plus. Runner goes, the pitch is a ball, and the throw down not in time. Sodbusters thought they had him, as Printer had to reach on the shortstop side, but made a nice tag. Looked like they got pretty close to getting Cam Uran, but he's in scoring position in a 1-1 count on Van Dyne.
I think, yeah, if that throw was on the second base side of the bag, easy pickings there, and a good play by Printer, kind of that snap tag just to make it look close. He thought he got him at second, but doesn't quite get the call.
Marcus Miller trying to work a scoreless second. Worked a 1-2-3 first, did allow a single here, and here's one off the fist. Josh Printer over on the second base side makes the play and throws out Royce Van Dyne. That'll do it for Badlands. We head to the bottom half of inning number 2. It's 3-0 Sodbusters. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbusters.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Out of the bottom half of inning number 2, Hastings off to a really good start as they lead it 3-0. A couple of zeros put on the board for Marcus Miller, and now they try to keep it going offensively with Jaden Stone, Landon Gaz, and Josh Printer, 7, 8, and 9, coming up here in inning number 2. Sodbusters plating 3 runs on just 1 hit in their half of the first inning, as Hastings able to get it done with the walk to Jensen, the walk to Cabranes, Nick Jones with an RBI single, guys advancing on the throw, and the aggressiveness paid off because 2 wild pitches would plate 2 more runs. Here's Jaden Stone for the Hastings Sodbusters, wearing number 17 today. Stone, a hero in that first game as he knocked in the winning run in the bottom of the 8th. And he takes the first pitch for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes on Jaden Stone. It's been a nice late season addition for this Hastings team. Jaden Stone out of Eaton, Colorado, as the Sodbusters try to add on to a 3-0 lead, and pitch from Horace inside as he is fighting it a little bit. Say, set him down 1-2, no problem, and then walk, single, wild pitch, and all of a sudden the Sodbusters had 3 runs on the board. This pitch is over for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike on Jaden Stone. So Jensen, Cabranes, and Jones with the runs scored. The only RBI from Nick Jones. So he had the 2-out single to score Jensen And then the aggressive base running, seeing Marcos Cabranes go first to third on the play, with Jensen following him, that ended up allowing the Sodbusters to get 2 more on subsequent wild pitches from Jackson Horace. 3-1 pitch on the way. And taken the other way by Stone, but foul. It goes to 3-2. Jaden Stone, first man up here in inning number 2. Scheduled 7-inning contest, but we never know. We saw that in first inning. That was scheduled 7 innings. It looked like it was going to be completed in regulation when Hastings took a 6-0 lead, only to see Badlands rally to get it tied up and actually take the lead in the 8th at 7-6 before Hastings broke the Big Stick's heart with 2 runs in the bottom of the frame to win it. Ball taken the other way, but the left fielder right there, Osborne, no problem handling that. Jaden Stone, pretty well hit, but he's out. 1 up, 1 down here in the second for Landon Gaz, batting in the 8th spot in the batting order, playing first base here in Game 2. He had the opener off. Landon Gaz, right-handed hitter. Landon Gaz against the right-handed pitcher, Jackson Horace. Horace brings home the first pitch, and that's way outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Landon Gaz. Gaz yesterday going 0 for 4, his season average at .227 against Badlands. He's hitting .240 with 2 multi-hit games. Here's the pitch. Drills this one to left field. That's carrying pretty well, but Osborne right there, and there are 2 quick outs. That may have been trouble at Ryder Park in Grand Island. It's where fly balls go to die, Duncan Field.
Put it on the button there. Had some loud contact, but it's got to feel good, especially after Gaz with a handful of strikeouts yesterday. Just to put that ball in play, might be doubting yourself a little bit at the plate, but that gives you a little bit more confidence knowing that you hit the ball well, even though you didn't get on base.
Here's Josh Printer for the Hastings Sodbusters, batting in the 9 spot. Came in late in that first game for Hastings. Was a defensive replacement and was involved in late season heroics for the Hastings Sodbusters as they end up rallying to win the game 8-7 as he played first base for Jones defensively. 2 balls, no strikes to Josh Printer for the Hastings Sodbusters. Batting .243 on the year. Tied for first on the team in stolen bases, went 1 for 4 yesterday and takes this pitch way outside. As the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes on Printer. A line out and a fly out here in the second inning. After Hastings started 2 up and 2 down in the first, they were able to put a 3 spot on the board. Can they get things going? Well, Printer's ahead in the count 3-0 and takes ball 4. It began with 2 2-out walks in the first. Here's a first 2-out walk in the second, and back to the top of the order with Taylor Gill.
Last time the Sodbusters had that 2-out walk in the first. Know what happened next. 3 runs, some free passes, a single, and then handful of wild pitches. And see, it might be pitching from the stretch maybe is the problem for Horace. We'll have to find out.
Jackson Horace looks over to first, now brings the pitch home, and that's high to Taylor Gill, who had a breakout game in the first. He'd been scuffling here recently, but oh my goodness, inside the park home run, double, single, 3 runs scored for the Hastings Sodbusters, and Hastings, a big part for Gill, who knocked in 4, and the Hastings won it 8-7. Gill takes this one the other way, but foul. 1 ball and 1 strike on Taylor Gill. Gill out of Orem, Utah, went to Northeast Community College. Next stop, the University of Ohio. D1 baseball in the fall, and it's hard to believe. We're final week of July. These guys are going to be heading to their next colleges very shortly. 1 on, 2 out. Sodbusters' final weekend of the season. And Gill takes this one the other way, but Osborne, the left fielder, he'll make all 3 putouts here in the second inning. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. We head to the third. It's Hastings 3, Badlands nothing. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Third inning, this 7-inning affair, and the Sodbusters off to a good start. They lead it 3-0. Once again, here's Ryan Valenta.
Let's keep the foot on the gas, fellas. Keep those zeros coming and send the big sticks, or should we say little sticks, back to where they came from.
No, we should say big sticks. We don't want to insult them. I'll tell you, because they've had the Sodbusters number during the course of this year. These last two games, notwithstanding, we respect the opponents, Ryan.
I'm gonna say it. I was just trying to be funny. They were 6-0 against the Sodbusters before this game, so the big sticks, they have been big in Dickinson, just not the case here in Nebraska, in Ryder Park and Grand Island, as Sodbusters have found a way. Last game notwithstanding, the big sticks were 3 outs away from pulling off the improbable comeback, but Sodbusters found a way to win Game 2 of the series and take the series. Marcus Miller back out on the mound, faces 8-9-1, and the batter is Kobe Krenz. If you were with us last game, you'll recall that Krenz pitched the final inning and 2/3, as he was the pitcher of record, ended up taking the loss, but here he is in the batting order. Krenz has had numerous times in the field, 14 games in the field for him, a .241 average, 7 hits, all them singles, 4 RBIs, 4 walks, and 9 strikeouts. So Krenz, a two-way player, swings and fouls that curveball off from Miller, and the count's 2-1. Miller making the start for the Sodbusters, and he has been good as of late. Give Marcus a few more innings. We know he can go the distance if he's successful. He has pitched 7 innings in a game before. Pop fly out of play towards the parking lot, and the count goes to 2-2 against Krenz. 8-9-1 coming up for the Big Sticks. Only base runner so far was a 1-out single from Cam Uran. He was left stranded after stealing second base. 1 hit for both teams, but 3 runs for the Sodbusters. 2-2, smoke to center field. Shires over to his left and has no problem with that one. And 1 up and 1 down for Marcus Miller and the Sodbusters. Two-way players, they can pitch and they can put a ball pretty far, and Krenz showing off his two-way athleticism. Speaking of two-way players, going to Major League Baseball, how about Shohei Ohtani today? Doubleheader against the Tigers, gets the start on the mound in Game 1, throws a 1-hit complete game shutout in 9 innings. And in the second game, he starts as a batter and hits 2 home runs. And if you have anybody else as the greatest player in baseball right now, you are just wrong. Man is a stud to watch, and also with the trade deadline coming up, they are buyers. Angels are buyers at the deadline despite being in 3rd place in the division and 7 games out of a wild card spot. So Ohtani, a free agent after the season. He is here to stay for the Angels at least for the duration of the season. It's going to be a wild free agent market this weekend. Back to Sodbuster Baseball. Miller delivers strike 1 to Harrison Waxley. 9-hole hitter was 0 for 2 in the first contest, but reached base twice for 2 walks, but hitless in this game. Ground ball softly. Printer charges in, gobbles up. Quick throw to first in time for out number 2. No problem for Mr. Automatic Josh Printer over at short. And quickly 2 up and 2 down for Marcus Miller. So good start for Marcus making the start today. And not a lot of hard hit balls so far. That one just dribbled off the bats. And the lineup turns over in the form of Cam Crater. Cam Crater flew out to Cale Jensen in the first inning. Big cut and a miss, and comes up empty. And we're seeing upper 80s and the fastballs for the Sodbuster pitching in the first game. They have not squared up anything so far against Miller. The 0-1 to Crater's right in there for strike 2. You have a top of the zone fastball, and then you have a breaking ball that just floats right in there. And now Miller has a plethora of options here with an 0-2 count. Lefty delivers, fastball, popped out of play to the right side, and it's 0-2. Seen Miller at the start of the season, he tried mainly to pitch hitters backwards, starting mainly off with the curveball, not using the fastball. He has mixed in his fastball a lot better in the latter half of this season, keeping these hitters off stride. High and away, took something off, maybe a changeup right there, that at 73. Then again, the fastball is only a few miles an hour faster, but Miller just misses, and the count goes to 1-2 to Crater. 1-2, just got a piece of that one. Crater almost down to a knee, but just digs that ball out of the dirt and gets a piece and stays alive. Casper and Oahe have resumed in Pierre, and Casper, once up 3-1, is now down 3-4. But that's still in the bottom of the 5th. Zap threatening with bases loaded with nobody out. 1-2 is roped to center field. Shires racing back, still going in the alley and can't make the play in front of the wall. He scoops it up, and here goes Crater to third. The throw to third is not in time and gets away from Chavez, but Miller backs it up. A hard hit ball finds the alley in left center field, and a loud triple for Crater. He's at third with 2 outs.
That was a shot from Cam Crater. Sodbusters did a pretty good job. Shires to Printer made the good quick relay, a little bit high on the throw, and tremendous fundamentals for Marcus Miller to be right where you need to be to back up that play at third, make sure it didn't go into the dugout, and he still has a chance to survive this third with no damage done if he can find a way to get out Troy Berg.
So second hit for the Big Sticks. It's a triple. Still got to get one more to get that 2-out triple across. It'll be up to Troy Berg. Berg smoked one back to Miller at the mound, but able to knock it down and make the play. This time again to center. Easier play for Shires. He's still racing back and makes the play, and that ball just kept carrying to his right. And what looked like an easy play, Shires had to run a little bit more, but he makes the play for out number 3. The 2-out triple is left stranded. Sodbusters lead 3-0 after 3 1/3.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Bottom half of the third inning. Sodbusters looking for more here. They put up a 3 spot in the first inning. It came up empty in the second inning. And how about the job by Marcus Miller giving up that 2-out triple to strand that at third. Some loud contact with the last 2 batters, but ultimately no damage done as they lead 3-0. And top of the order, due up for the Sodbusters.
I was going to give you a hard time. Much easier play for Lane Shires. Tell Lane Shires that. Oh, man, he had to make a long run.
I could not have run that down.
Oh, no way. There weren't very many center fielders who would have got there. Great job for Lane Shires to keep Badlands off the boards. He had to run a long way on those last 2 hit balls.
And that fly ball looked like it was just going to be a routine fly ball, maybe about 20 steps to Shires' right, but Lane ran it down, and he's the first batter to the inning. 2, 3, and 4. Lane Shires, Cale Jensen, Marcos Cabranes due up.
And does Lane still have his legs back? It's like, now I got a bat? He's young.
Yep. The second pitch from Horace is driven down the right field line towards the line, but will stay foul. And Shires quickly down 0-2. Shires had a nice streak coming into the Badlands series last weekend. He had reached base safely in 25 consecutive games dating back to the day after opening day, May 24th. But he was turned away as an 0-for-4 day in the away Badlands series. Ground ball to the right side. The first baseman, Krenz, tosses over the pitcher covering, and in time for out number 1. And that will be the first out. Cale Jensen coming up.
That always looks routine on paper, but when you got a guy like Shires busting it down first, you better not bobble, and if you're the pitcher, you better be there, and Horace got there by a step to beat Lane Shires. He almost had an infield single. That's one of the reasons he reaches base all the time, because he hustles everything out and doesn't take anything for granted.
So Horace has settled down a little bit after the wild first inning. 2 wild pitches, 2 walks, and an RBI single score 3 Sodbuster runs. Cale Jensen taking strike 1. It's 0-1. Jensen 0-for-3 in the first game of this twin bill. Did reach base via a walk. Pitch from Horace from the stretch is ball 1. It's 1-1. Sodbusters coming away with the 1-run win in extra innings. 9 hits for the Sodbusters and 9 hits for the Big Sticks. There's ball 2 downstairs. Jensen ahead in the count 2-1. Bit of a different story. The Big Sticks last night, the series in Grand Island, just held to 5 hits on 2 runs. 2-1, and that's bounces over everybody. That's for ball 3, and it's 3-1. Jensen again 0-for-3 with a walk. Just 5 Sodbusters recording the 9 hits. Ground ball high chopper. That will stay foul. And the count goes full to Cale Jensen. Jensen with the big stick of his own last night. In the 5th inning, really the defining moment for the Sodbuster win with 2 outs. Just a soft little popper to first base, and that was Lane Shires hitting that. The first baseman, Isaac Huddle, made the error, and that is a called strike 3 on the inner half. Jensen can't believe it, but he'll head back to the dugouts. And strikeout for Horace, and that is his first strikeout of his outing.
Yeah, Cale not too terribly pleased with that call as he heads back to the dugout. As you're also getting toward 10 o'clock. Strike zone could get a little better, but Tim Stroman, he's probably got to work early tomorrow too. So get up there, swing the bat, boys.
Here's Marcos Cabranes doing the catching after playing shortstop in game 1, and I want to say, and it kind of goes the same way for umpires too. You know, have all that gear on. You want to be in the field, or I guess you could argue either way. Maybe be in the field game 1, so you only have to wear the equipment for game 2, or get the hot one out of the way first and then be the field umpire like Jason Seitz is. Could go either way. But
all the way down to 89 degrees now.
Oh, yeah, and I bet the humidity is not helping too much either. But
feels like 95.
Yikes. 2-0 to Cabranes is way outside for ball 3, and 3 straight have missed from Horace. Horace again, a Des Moines area community college guy. 3 DMAC pitchers on this rosters. Cabranes takes strike 1. So, gonna hang out with their buddy, probably Jacob Suits a little bit. Gage Frank, a DMAC guy, unfortunately no longer with the team. It's been something I've been meaning to ask Scott about. Frank not with the team for about a month now. You hope he's found something by now, but no indications on his social media by any kind yet. So, hope Gage the best. The first and only cycle in Sodbuster history about a month and a half ago. So from 3-0 to 3-2 with 2 outs. Pitch from Horace to Cabranes, a breaking ball, and stays high for ball 4. And Marcos is on base for the second time via the free pass. And we have a 2-out base runner.
And Marcus scoring a run earlier this game, had an RBI in the first game after going 0 for 3. So good to see him on base for this Hastings Sodbuster team.
Nick Jones drove in a run with a single in the first inning. And for Jones, his 26th RBI of the year, fouls that back. Jones in game 1 had a hit, also walked twice, so reached base 3 times. Able to drive in run number 25 on the year in 44 games for Nick Jones. 0-1 to him, the left-hander. Fouls another one back to the screen, and it's 0-2. Series ends tonight, but a good 3 more games of baseball slated for this weekend as the Sodbusters wrap up their 2023 season. It's Shark Week, so we'll have some Shark Week promotions. We've seen Left Shark running around the baseball field today. Him and Buster have been engaging with the fans.
Did we tell everybody who the Shark is?
It's Trevor.
Yeah, talk about a guy who is dedicated to the job. How hot is that plastic thing over your head when it's, oh my gosh. Trevor Miller, yeah, that's a Smith Center boy for you. Smith Center, Kansas. Home of great broadcasters and guys who dress in sharks.
Got to look at him in between the games, and you can just see the perspiration riddled all over his face. High pop in foul ground. Krenz, the first baseman, in foul territory, reaches back and makes the play for out number 3. 2-out walk is left stranded at first. No hits, no runs, and 1 left. We go to the 4th. It's 3-0 Hastings.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball. Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen, a tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
We head to the top of the 4th inning. Marcus Miller back out there for the Sodbusters. Quick update on other Independence League. We mentioned the Zap threatening with bases loaded. They did not score in the 5th inning. They had a walk to load the bases. They had a double play, an 8-5 double play. They had runner at second trying to advance to third. So I guess it was bases loaded with 2 outs. You get the loaded with 2 outs and then a fly out there. So Casper keeps it at a 1-run game again. The Badlands Big Sticks here clinging to their playoff lives. Their magic number is 1. Any combination of a Big Stick loss or a Casper win will set the Independence League final here at the beginning of August. Fremont, first half winners. They had a slow start to the second half. They have since had some more success. They have come up in the standings. Spearfish is kind of just sitting around the middle of the standings. The Sodbusters got it going, but just too little too late. But we have enjoyed these past few weeks of Sodbuster baseball. Strike 1 is in there from Marcus Miller to Isaac Huddle. Huddle grounded out in the first inning. He had an 0-for in game number 1 with 3 punch-outs. Pitch number 2 is low and away for ball 1. It's 1-1 from Miller to Huddle. So Huddle still looking for his first hit in the series here in Hastings. Strike 2 rather, catches the outside corner, and it's 1-2. Huddle on the year coming into the Sodbuster series, 3 for 18 with 4 RBIs and has reached base 6 times with a walk. 1-2, fastball, blew it by him upstairs, and Miller with strike 3, and he records his 3rd punch out, and that's a leadoff strikeout for Marcus Miller.
You mentioned Fremont. They're trailing Spearfish in a wild game in South Dakota, 10-9 in the 7th. If Fremont wins that game and Hastings wins this one, Fremont actually jumps up to 2nd place in the second half standings. They were way down, but now a game over 500 heading into today.
At one point, Fremont was 5th in the second half standings, right above us. Oahe had a very hot start, but they have... After they took game 1 here in Hastings against the Sodbusters, they did not win again until last night. And that was kind of a wild game too. Rope down the left field line, but foul for Joe Osborne. Osborne had a big game in game number 1 of this doubleheader. Went 2 for 3. Had a 2 RBI double in the 5th inning. Also singled and scored in the 7th inning. And he scored the 5th run, and the Big Sticks able to tie it up in the bottom of the 7th inning. But the Sodbusters ultimately came out on top in a wild one, making sure the fans came out in this heat, got their money worth. High adrenaline, fast heart rate, and high heat. That can't be good for anyone. Down the first base line, but just foul. And feet maybe inches away from Osborne for a single, perhaps more. Marcos Cabranes doing the catching today. Outfield mainly the same. Jensen remains in left. Lane Shires getting the start. Tying in and just close to the jersey of Osborne, but ball 2. It's 2-2. Like Vinny Carone said last night after the win, these guys have no playoff to play for. Not much else besides the satisfaction of winning. Ground ball easily to second. Gill scoops up, throws to first, and there is out number 2. And Miller has set down the first 2 in the 4th inning.
Rock solid for Miller. Good defense so far in this game, and Hastings just trying to methodically grind out zeros and find a way to get a doubleheader sweep and a series sweep against one of the traditional powers in the Independence and formerly Expedition League.
So 2 outs here in the 4th inning. The Big Sticks, there's first pitch swinging, diving off the glove of Gaz, scooped up by Gill, but no one covering at first. And that'll be an infield single as Uran hit it hard. He's now 2 for 2, and Gaz had it in his glove, just could not secure it. And 3rd hit of the game for the Big Sticks.
Yeah, excellent effort right there, and of course that's single all the way, but nothing hurt, and you hope that Miller can find a way to retire the next guy and get out of this with still no damage done.
Second consecutive inning where the Big Sticks have had a 2-out hit. This one just a single, had a 2-out triple last inning that was left stranded. And it'll be up to Balas Buckmaster, who struck out in the second inning, his first plate appearance. Backdoor breaking ball, catches the zone for strike one. Buckmaster did not play in the first game. Had an RBI double in game one last night in Grand Island, an RBI double. Then struck out in his next 3 plate appearances. Pitch is way out of the zone. And Buckmaster now with a 1-1 count. With Cam Uran at first. He was 1 for 5 in game one, has 2 hits today, and had a double in the 6th inning of yesterday's contest. So 3 consecutive games in this series he's had a hit. He stands at first as the count goes 2-1. Three 0 Hastings. Big Six trying to get on the board here. Back foot breaking ball. Buckmaster gets out of the way. It's 3-1. Team that had struggled on the road against the Big Sticks has found success so far in the first 2 and early in game 3. Coming into the series, Sodbusters were just hitting 199 in 6 games against the Big Sticks. Fly ball to right center field. Stone racing in. Shire's racing in. Stone dives and can't make the play. It falls in front. And going all the way to third will be Uran. Balas Buckmaster put it where we weren't. And he is rewarded with his first hit of the series. Great effort by Stone in right to make it close. But it's first and third and two-out hits for the Big Sticks.
Really good pitch from Marcus Miller. I mean, that's all you can hope for. A kind of a weak pop-up into right field, and the Sodbusters just couldn't get there. You contrast that with the way last inning ended with the rocket shot off the bat of Berg. That turned into an out, but again, Hastings a chance to get out of this with no damage done if Miller can find a way to get it by Van Dyne.
So Cabranes will relay signs with runners at the corners. See the numbers on Buckmaster at first. Perfect 8 for 8 in stolen bases. The left-hander on the mound. We'll see what happens with him. Swinging strike for strike one. And it's 0-1 to Royce Van Dyne. Van Dyne 1 for 3 in game one. Van Dyne was 0 for 4 in yesterday's contest. And hitless in game two so far. 0-1. Breaking ball at the bottom of the zone, but misses just below it, and it's 1-1. That one at 58 miles an hour. Can't get pulled over on the highway with that one. Runners at the corners after 2 are out, 2 consecutive singles. And ball 2 is up high. It's 2-1. Buckmaster getting a big secondary lead off of first. We know that Cabranes likes to backpick runners from time to time. See if he comes up with anything, but also you don't want to throw it into right field. 2-1, swing and a miss. There's the backpick throw, and it's in the dirt, and Gaz blocked it.
Well, you called that perfectly, Ryan. I mean, don't want to throw it into right field. Good job for Gaz not to worry about trying to make a tag. Just stop the ball, and that saves a run there for the Hastings Sodbusters.
So swing and a miss on the pitch, and with the gun from Cabranes, it could be easy to want to kind of cheap out and just throw your glove at it, but the big body of Gaz, good job for him to stay in front and just knock that ball down and keep the runner Uran at third. So 2-2 count to Royce Van Dyne. See what Miller comes up with here. He's mixed both pitches well so far. Fastball misses the playing field and out of play. Van Dyne stays alive with a 2-2 count.
And I don't know if that's a pre-call thing for the pick play, because, man, Buckmaster did not have a big lead. Plus, you got a left-handed hitter there to try to get around. To me, that's a really tough play for Marcos Cabranes to even try to make the back pick there at first.
It was after the 2-1. Buckmaster had a big lead, and Cabranes kind of looked like he wanted to throw down but didn't. As another foul ball out of play. Almost looked like he was frustrated with himself that he didn't throw and perhaps got in that zone. I'm going to do it on the next pitch, and he's got a little too greedy there. Fortunately, Gaz saved him. Infield, playing Van Dyne to shift. Printer at short is right behind second base on the outfield grass. Gill and Gaz over on the right side. Probably about 15 feet apart from each other. The 2-2 is outside for ball 3, and the count's full. So Buckmaster will have a head start here on the next pitch. Miller approaching 60 pitches on his outing. Seen him go the distance before. Here it is, and again, out of play. And Van Dyne spoils another one.
At Allen's, we take pride in our community and appreciate your business. Our friendly staff is here to help you find exactly what...
4 foul balls now in this at-bat for Van Dyne as Buckmaster strolls back to first. They will continue to shift him. Anticipating a ball to the right side for the left-handed hitter. 3-2, 2 outs, up high for ball 4, and runner stays put at third, and Buckmaster gets to second anyway. So 3 straight have reached with 2 outs. Single walk have loaded the bases, and Kobe Krenz will be the next batter. Last game's pitcher, will see what he has to offer at the plate.
That pitch sailing, a little surprised you ran with his speed. Didn't try to score from third, so the Sodbusters still have a chance to get out of this with no damage done. Remember all those chances that Badlands missed through the first 4 innings of the first game today, and it's kind of starting to look like that here in the second. Can Miller put a 0 on the board?
Want to be safe than sorry, but down 3 runs. Every run counts. Pitches ball 1 outside to Kobe Krenz, and did miss by a whole lot, but 1-0. Again, Krenz pitching last game, but gets the start at first base today, hitting .241 in his first at-bat. Flew out to center field, put some pretty good contact on it. That's ball 2, low and in. It's 2-0 to Krenz. And Vinny Caron's going to come out mid at-bat and try to settle his starter, as he has struggled to find the strike zone, and it's been a little wild in the past few batters.
Maybe bringing some Mountain Dew as well. Found out Marcus Miller loves him some Mountain Dew. Has a huge Mountain Dew before every game. He also talked about the interview we didn't get a chance to play today about his. He has a heck of a time in the weight room, because I mean that he knows velo is a big thing for him, and he wants to try to find a way to build that velo. And he said the weight room has just not been a kind to him, and so hopefully he can find a way to find the love to build that strength up over the next 3 years at Hastings College. He's excited about Joel Skipper, the guy who had his first recruiting class coming in, and now will have his second, and he's excited for the future of Hastings College baseball. And if we want to cut back on the Mountain Dew and see how it goes for him here, hopefully he can find a way to work around this big jam.
If it works, it works. Also heard from inside sources, the Sodbusters, they are powered by caffeine, to say the least. And that just misses. That breaking ball looked pretty good, but called a ball at the bottom of the zone. Could have gone either way. And now 3-0, no place to put Krenz. Got to figure he probably has a take sign here. The bases loaded in 2 outs. And we'll never know, as it wasn't close. And a bases loaded walk, so what started as a promising inning for Miller, 2 quick outs, now 4 straight of reach, single, and 2 walks. And they have their first run of the game. It's 3-1 Hastings.
Now just minimize, and Miller would be the first one to tell you. I mean, talking about the keys to his success, strike 1. A lot of pitchers are that way, but particularly when your fastball's only in the upper 70s, you got to find a way to find the zone, and Miller has lost his command here this inning.
64 pitches, 40 strikes. So Miller's relatively been in the zone. There's a backdoor breaking ball. Catches the edge for strike one to Harrison Waxley. Waxley 0 for 1 in this contest, was 0 for 2 in game one, and did not play in the other game. Ground ball back up the middle. Printer tosses over to Gill and gets the force out at second base for out number 3. Just one run comes across to score. They leave the bases loaded. Hastings still enjoys a 3-1 lead. They're coming up in the bottom of the fourth.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Big Sticks tack one on in the fourth inning. They still trail 3-1. The Sodbusters, after 3 in the first, have largely been quiet at the plate. The first inning RBI single from Nick Jones, the only hit so far to show. 4 hits for the Big Sticks, just 1 run, so kind of opposite stat lines there. But Hastings has the advantage right now, as they will have 6, 7, and 8 due up. Anthony Chavez will lead us off here in the fourth inning. Busters After Dark. Gotta love Buster Baseball past 10 p.m.
Do you? Do you have to love it?
We do. This is fun. Let's stepping outside of our normal comfort zone a little bit as Chavez fouls that first one back to the parking lot.
I'm okay with Sodbuster Baseball after 10. I don't know if I'm going to be okay with Sodbuster Baseball after 12. That's the thing that we'll have to see how it goes.
We will see.
Yeah.
First pitch was just about 9 p.m., so just about an hour of game time has gotten us about halfway innings-wise through the game, so we'll see if that trend continues. The Sodbuster dugout scuttles. A couple guys on the wrong side of the barrier there. Look out, Jacob Nisvara and Lane Shires. They dance out of the way of that Chavez screaming foul ball. I think everyone's all right over there.
That's why you have the dugout, boys.
They're getting a little restless. They want to get this thing over with and complete this 3-game sweep. Lined up the middle and into center field for Anthony Chavez. Chavez is just been hitting machine so far in this series. Chavez with a leadoff single. He was 0 for 4 in game 1, which snapped his 10-game hitting streak, unfortunately, but he will start anew here in the last week of the season, the leadoff single. Here's Jaden Stone from the left-handed batter's box. Squared to bunt initially, but pulls back and not close for ball 1. Jaden Stone, the hero for game 1 of this doubleheader, playing in just his second game as a Sodbuster with the RBI single to walk it off. The 1-0 catches the top of the zone for strike 1, and it's 1-1. Jaden Stone, another one of the Hastings College guys under Joel Skipper. Off throw to first and back in safely. Stone, a 44-game player for the Broncos with a .252 average. Drove in 10 runs for the Broncos this spring. From Eaton, Colorado, Eaton High School. Just completed his freshman year for Joel Skipper. That's out of play. Asked him about Stone in advance of game 1. Said he is a stud outfielder. He hits the ball, plays pretty good defense. We saw that last night. We've seen it today. So he has done well so far in his short time in Hastings. Chavez, the big lead off first. Stone takes ball 2 downstairs, and the count goes to 2-2. Every time we gotten a new guy on the roster here as of recent, don't know who they are, but it's been Hastings College guy 99% of the time. 2-2, way high and outside for ball 3, and the count goes full. The exception only exception would be Hayden Zaffino, the Mercyhurst College, hailing from the Northeast, but you played a lot of spring ball and your coach says, hey, come on down and get a few at-bats. Who wouldn't say no? Out again, and Stone stays alive. 68 pitches now for Jackson Horace, as he is still in the middle of the 4th inning. 68 pitches to record just 9 outs. Sodbusters making them work here on the mound. The payoff again, swing and a miss. Went to the fastball right on the outer half, and Stone comes up empty, and second strikeout for Horace in the 4th inning.
You mentioned getting all the Hastings College guys in because, we're just a couple of weeks away at the time from the end of the year, so you kind of understand that. There's not very many other guys who are going to come in and maybe play only 2 weeks, but if you're going to be coming to college anyway, it works out well for the Broncos.
So with 1 out now, they'll turn to Josh Printer. Actually, Landon Gaz, who grounds it to second on to second for 1 and first for a double play. And the Sodbusters are turned away in the 4th inning. Nobody left, 1 hit, no runs, and it's 3-1 after 4, 5th inning coming up.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
4 complete here in Hastings. It's 3-1. Sodbusters with just the 3-inning first runs to show. Big Sticks got 1 in the 4th. They're coming up in the top of the 5th. Double play turns away the Sodbusters in the 4th inning. And top of the lineup due up for the Big Sticks. And it's been a short but also quick 2 days here in Hastings. The Big Sticks just arriving here in Grand Island yesterday, just about 2 hours before game time. They will stay here tonight before they head on the road to Oahe. The Sodbusters will stay home, and Fremont is in Spearfish right now, and Fremont will make the trip to Hastings tomorrow. The final 3 games of the 2023 Independence League season. It's July 27th, May 27th, or May 23rd rather, feels like a month ago. It's been 2+. I want to thank you, all the Sodbuster fans out there, for hanging out with us and watching these guys just get better and better throughout the season. It was tough, we won't lie, at the start of the season, losing 10 straight. Sodbusters could not buy a break or buy a win, but this month of July has been ever so magical for the guys, and a lot of success at Duncan Field. Smoked to left field by Cam Crater, but that will be foul. And it'll roll and hit the wall. Loud contact, but nothing doing for Crater, who had that RBI, rather just the triple in the third inning and was left stranded. So Crater 1 for 2 on the day. He bats to lead off the 5th inning. Marcus Miller now at 68 pitches on his outing. 3 more home games left. Want to try and get as many outs and innings from Miller as you can. Jacob Shaw throwing over 40 pitches in game 1. Not eligible for tomorrow's contest, and owner Scott said might have been his last game this season. And that pitch bounces in there and might have bounced over Marcos Cabranes and got a piece of Tim Stroman, the home plate umpire.
Yeah, it's too bad for Shaw. You would have liked to seen an opportunity for him to get the win, but 40-plus pitches thrown, you also think about his future, too. You don't want to overuse him in this final weekend. So if we see him one more time, it would be nice, but I understand.
Sunday's game, just to send him off. There's a strike down the middle, and it's 3-2 to Cam Crater. Just give the guys one last shot on Sunday against Fremont. Game won't mean anything for either teams, and especially for Fremont, it'll be their last game before they set to take their titles to the playoffs. Strikeouts, swing and a miss from Cam Crater, and 4th strikeout for Marcus Miller starts off the 5th inning. And believe it or not, all 5 innings, Marcus has gotten that leadoff guy retired.
And one reason that he has only allowed 1 run so far, as Badlands has had to do it the hard way with 1 or 2 outs.
First pitch to Troy Berg is inside for ball 1. Minus that 4th inning. Before that, just 2 base runners. Then you had 4 straight reach with 2 outs in the 4th inning after the first 2 were out. Troy Berg trying to put some life in this game. It's been, minus the first inning, it's been pretty much crickets for both sides. Not a whole lot of offense. Definitely not a whole lot of run production besides the 4th inning run for the Big Sticks. The 1-1 to Berg. Good curveball, and it finds the zone for strike 2. And if you're expecting that fastball, you see that curveball start off at your head and you just give up on that immediately. Then half a second later, it's in the catcher's glove for strike 2. 1-2, fastball, and back to our right and out of play. Count remains at 1-2. Miller now at 75 pitches. No action in the Sodbuster bullpen quite yet. Sodbusters used 4 pitchers in the first game. Just used 1 starter and 1 reliever last night. 1-2, breaking ball is way outside, and the count goes to 2-2. Got some good games coming up. If you haven't heard yet, Saturday, we are going to play Savannah Banana Baseball here at Hastings. Banana ball, as they call it. Some funky rules if you haven't heard about the Bananas. They're a fun-loving and loose bunch, pun intended. They play in Savannah and not adhering. I mean, they adhere to normal rules, but they have a specific set of 9 rules, which we will tell you more about that as the day goes on. We're going to try and put something out there and have the guys tell you about it tomorrow as Berg stays alive, putting up tough there. My favorite rule in banana ball, no bunting. If you bunt, you are thrown out of the game immediately. Bunch of other fun rules. You can steal first at any time. There's no walks. Walks become a sprint. But the Bananas have been around since 2018 as Miller strikes out another. He strikes out a 2nd batter in a row and his 5th on the day. And that fastball, when mixed well with that curveball, has been great so far. And the Big Sticks have been quiet.
He was 2 up, 2 down last inning, and Badlands battled for a run. See if he can finish the deal right here. And a nice bounce back inning so far after he really struggled with command at the bottom of the order in the 4th.
2 consecutive innings prior to this where the Big Sticks have had a 2-out or more base runners. Last inning they had 4 straight reach with 2 outs, but only 1 run came across. Bases empty, 2 outs. Swinging at pitch 2 is Isaac Huddle, and he pops that out of play. And it is 1-1. Huddle is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Huddle 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in game 1. And also hitless in the first game, so still looking for his first hit of this road series. Breaking ball and stays high. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but called a ball, and it's 2-1. Infield again, playing shifted to the right side. Josh Printer, the shortstop, playing just a step or 2 to the left of second base. Nubbed and just foul. And talk about just getting a piece of it. Huddle did just that. And now with the 2-2 count, he's down to his last strike. Miller trying to make it through 5 here and give the Sodbuster bullpen some breathing room for the next 3 games here in the next 3 days against the Moose. Swing and a miss. Miller looks sharp in the 5th inning. He walks off the mound after striking out the side. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Marcus, pump it up. The Big Sticks turned away. It is 3-1. We go to the bottom of the 5th.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at Spady. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
It is a party in Hastings, USA. Sodbusters have everything going right for him here in the past few weeks at Duncan Field. They win against the Big Sticks yesterday. They win today. They have now won 7 straight at Duncan Field now, dating back to last week, and it's been a lot of fun. If you remember back into the June months, it was a totally different story. The Sodbusters it took them all the way until June, middle of June, to record their first win, and they just could not catch any breaks at home. Their batting average was at one point 40, almost 50 points higher on the road. The ERA at home almost 2-3 runs higher, but after last night's game, the numbers have evened out. Sodbusters hitting very similar. They're now hitting better at home, 255 in 28 games versus 253 on the road, which is the first time that has happened all season. So Duncan Field curse, whatever that may have been, has been lifted. They have really found it here in these past few weeks. Josh Printer leads off the 5th inning, 9-1-2 coming up for the Busters. It's 0-1, now 1-1. And a new pitcher on the mound for the Big Sticks also. That is just kidding. That's still Jackson Horace. I feel like he got 3 inches taller since his last appearance. Maybe that's just me. Or maybe it's almost 10:30 and I'm just losing my mind.
It's party in the USA. It's all right.
It's 2-1 to Josh Printer.
And I didn't help you out at all. It's like, oh my gosh, who's 25? Oh yeah, that's him. Yeah, okay.
I would say I looked at my roster quick and I was like, oh, there it is. I'd say 10:30. The cobwebs in the brain are forming, but Sodbusters still playing sharp here. They hold a 3-run to 1-run lead. As that's up high for ball 4, and Printer walks. And another one reaches, and that's the 5th walk for Jackson Horace as the leadoff man is on for the Busters.
You're preaching to the choir here, man. It's Matlock rerun time for me at 10:30 at night. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is. We'll see what wait till I get 11. I got the next 2 innings of play-by-play. How forward are you looking at that?
All right, young person question. Matlock, how old is that?
It's pretty old, and I didn't even ever watch Matlock. It was just a joke.
Check swing from Taylor Gill, but no swing. They appeal to the field umpire, and nothing doing there. So just the 3rd time through the order, Sodbusters with a 2-run lead, still just with 2 hits. Single from Nick Jones in the 1st and a single from Anthony Chavez in the 4th. But 5 free passes and a few wild pitches give the Sodbusters the lead right now. Taylor Gill ahead in the count, 2-0. Great addition to the Sodbuster team in the past few weeks. Went 3 for 3 with 4 runs driven in game number 1. Softly hit to center field and falls in front for a base hit. And Taylor Gill continues his hitting ways. He has another hit as he's on with a no-out single, and first 2 have reached against Horace and the Big Sticks in the 5th inning.
Big chance for the Sodbusters. By the way, Matlock aired from 1986 to 1992, so we'll keep you up to date on that as well.
And that's an NBC program.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if with the basic cable we got NBC back when I was growing up. I knew we had CBS. We had Channel 3 and 11 in Lincoln. Squaring to bunt is Lane Shires, and he pulls back for ball 1. It's 1-0. Printer at second, and Taylor Gill with the 3rd Sodbuster hit, solidly struck single to center field. So the Big Sticks still out hitting the Sodbusters by 1. It's Lane Shires, the 0-1, and offered to bunt, throw back to second, and just back in time as Printer is safe. So the count goes to 1-1. Shires comes up empty on the bunt. We'll see what he has in mind now with a 1-1 count. As we know, no lead is safe. Sodbusters saw a 6-run lead slip away. The Big Sticks scoring 7 unanswered runs. Showing bunt again, throwing back to second once again. And just again is Printer. He's really making that close. Berg at short thought they got him, but not according to Jason Seitz. And yeah, that was close. Doesn't get much closer than that.
But I thought he was there. They really had a great chance for the pick play. The pitcher didn't realize that they had him about halfway to second base and threw home instead. Sodbusters had a great chance to punch one through the left side.
So 2-1. Now they will pick off to second, but nobody there. So Printer back there, and Sodbuster fans grumbling, throw the baseball. It's 10:30. Let's get going. So 2-1. Shires squares again and fouls it off, and now it's 2-2. And Shires down to his last strike. Doubtful he'll be bunting here. And for Shires, another guy who bunts a lot, but won't be bunting on Saturday, to say the least. Shires has been just about the everyday center fielder and has done a fantastic job for the Sodbusters. Into center field, coming in is Crater, and he makes the play. They throw back to second, and they throw it away, and there goes Printer to third base as an error on the center fielder, Crater, trying to double up Printer at second base. The throw was wide, and both runners tag and move up. And here comes Printer home, and he will be safe! Caught the Big Sticks napping. Printer never stayed on third base, and he comes home to score the 4th run. The pitcher, Horace, had it, made a diving attempt, but Printer ahead of the tag. Heads up baseball. Wow. That was some crazy happenings right there. Time was not called. The pitcher, Horace, not too far from the plate, but Printer sneaks in and gets high fives all around the dugout. Wow, love that. So now it's Cale Jensen after Shires flies out and Horace spikes that one. And if you're the pitcher, that's got to turn your wheels a little bit, to say the least. See if Horace can make it through this inning, trying to get through 5 here. So an error sets the table, and Printer with some good base running gets the Sodbusters their 4th run as it's 2-0 to Cale Jensen.
And Crater's so disappointed in that effort. He wasn't very far from second base and just spiked it into the turf and went clear over to the Badlands dugout to allow the runners to advance, and then Printer comes in to score.
So Gill's at second, runner in scoring position for Cale Jensen with 1 out. To left field, Osborne racing in and makes the play head high. And Jensen put some good contact on it, but no reward for him. He'll head back to the dugout. And it'll be up to Marcos Cabranes with 2 outs for the Busters.
Now, if I'm Sodbuster fans, I'm yelling, throw it to second, try to double them off. Maybe they'll throw it away again, but that error large in this inning. Sodbusters trying to get a tack-on run here to push the lead up to 4 runs.
And with Printer at second base, he drew a throw now 3 times. A couple of pickoff plays and got the error from Crater in center field as he threw it wide of second base to allow the runners to move up. Marcos swinging first pitch and launched a mile high to left field towards the line in foul territory. Osborne makes the play for out number 3 in foul territory. Can't hit it much higher or farther than that, but Cabranes and the Sodbusters get the run, but they still hold a 4-1 lead. 6th and 7th inning. We'll try and wrap it up here. We'll be right back on Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
We go to the 6th inning. 2 innings left in this 7-inning contest before we send the Badlands Big Sticks back to Dickinson. 2 innings left. Marcus Miller back on the mound, and Sodbusters 6 outs away from this, and whole lot of fun we've had today. Steve Stein's going to take us home.
4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Big Sticks as they try to rally and really handed the Sodbusters a run in that 5th inning. Hastings has been out hit in the contest 4-3, but they lead the game 4-1 as Hastings getting a walk, a single, a fly out, an error, and I don't know what you call Josh Printer coming home from third base. Just heads up base running as he finds a way to come in on a rather unusual play. And now Marcus Miller back out there. Pretty courageous outing for Marcus Miller in progress here as he has been able to work around some jams. 85 pitches thrown so far in this one to get through 5 innings, allowing just 1 run. And in that 1-run inning back in the 4th, he got him 2 up, 2 down, but then single, walk, and a bases-loaded walk to score the run. He struck out the side in a nice bounce-back inning in the 5th. He faces 4, 5, and 6 as Joe Osborne steps in. Joe covered a lot of ground out in left field. He has been solid in that left field position as he ran down 2 balls from Cabranes and Jensen to end that last frame. First pitch misses, 1 ball and no strikes. Marcus Miller winds and delivers, and he fouls the pitch away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marcus loving the chance to play more here at Duncan Field. He's a Hastings guy, Hastings College player, and has been pretty much an every 5 or 6 day starter for this Hastings College team. Did have 1 relief appearance, but he was the opening night starter and About once a week, he comes out there and gives you 5 or 6 innings and throws about 100 pitches. And he's had a couple of outings in particular where he probably deserved to get the win, but just hasn't worked out for him. Hopefully, Sodbusters can find a way to win this baby in regulation and make a winner out of Marcus Miller here today. 2-1 the count, the pitch. Osborne swings and misses over the top of that off-speeder. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes, 74 miles an hour from Marcus Miller there. Left-hander, slightly built, still trying to put some more weight on and build his velo over the next 3 years. He's changed his major as this one's lofted high in the air to left field. Jensen starts back a few steps, gets underneath it, makes the catch. There's 1 out here in the 6th inning, and that'll bring up Cam Uran. Cam's been on base twice, pair of singles and runs scored back in the 4th inning. He singled in the 2nd inning as well. We're now in inning number 6, scheduled 7-inning contest, the 2nd game of the Twin Bill. Hastings won the opener 8-7, rallying for 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th to win it after giving up a run in the top of the frame. Uran, left-handed hitter, lefty versus lefty matchup, and a swing and a miss for Uran. 1 for 5 with a run scored and a run batted in the opener. Hastings took a 6-0 lead to the 5th inning of that first game, but could not make it stick as the pitch swung on and missed. Quickly 2 strikes. Badlands rallies for 4 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. Should say 2 in the 7th to get it tied. They took the lead in the top of the 8th with an unearned run, but the Sodbusters battled back with 2 in the bottom of the frame to win it. Pitch fouled away. Remains 2 strikes on Uran. That is 5 in a row set down for Marcus Miller. Could be nearing the end of his days. Over 90 pitches now. You're allowed to throw 110, so probably going to be the last inning for Miller, you would think. 0-2 pitch. Just misses. Sodbuster fans thought that was strike 3. Unless he can find a way to get a couple of quick outs here, I think Joel Skipper and Vinny Carone probably would rather have a clean inning for whoever is going to pitch the 7th. So otherwise, you're putting Miller out there for a batter or 2. But we'll see how they play it. And Sodbusters trying to get through the top of the 6th here with no damage done. 1 out, nobody on. Miller brings home the 2-2 pitch to Uran. Called strike 3. Cam Uran goes down looking. And the strikeouts mounting here for Marcus Miller. That is 7 Ks, and he's struck out 4 of the last 5. And he'll face Balas Buckmaster. Buckmaster, one of the strikeout victims. He also has a single, 1 for 2 for Balas Buckmaster for the Badlands Big Sticks. Right-handed hitter. Stands in the box, and Miller brings home the pitch. Misses for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Badlands, a team which won the first half title in the Great Plains division a year ago. Last year you had 2 divisions in the Independence League, a few more teams a year ago. Pitch rifled to center field. Lane Shires playing him to pull, has to go back towards center and into right field and makes the play. Lane Shires rock solid out there in center. 1, 2, 3 go. The Big Sticks in the 6th. It's 4-1 Hastings as we head to the bottom half of inning number 6.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball. Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen, a tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. FiskChiropracticSportsClinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Into the bottom half of the 6th inning, Soundbusters on top 4-1. Despite having only 3 hits in the game, they do have the lead. 3 runs on 1 hit back in the first inning. Soundbusters getting an RBI single from Nick Jones after a pair of walks to Jensen and Cabranes, and then 2 wild pitches scoring Cabranes and Jones. Then the Soundbusters able to manufacture a run in the 5th inning on a walk, a single, a flyout, an error, and a Josh Prenner heads-up base running maneuver as he came in to score the 4th run of the day. Soundbusters going to be batting Jones, Chavez, and Stone here in inning number 6, looking for insurance. And if you ever need the instance that, yes, you need insurance, just look back to game number 1 when 6 runs were not enough for Hastings. They ended up winning in 8 innings by a score of 8-7. Soundbusters took a 6-0 lead after 4 innings of play, only to see Badlands rally. Hastings trying to get the series sweep here. Last year, these 2 teams met 3 times, all here in Hastings, and Badlands winning 2 out of 3. Here's the pitch. Jones, he fouls it back. No balls and 1 strike on Nick Jones, who's 1 for 2 in this game with a run scored. Pop to the first baseman, his last time up in foul territory. Jones, left-handed hitter against the right-hander Jackson Horace, who's up near 90 pitches now as he throws to Jones, and a swing and a miss. Quickly 2 strikes on Nick Jones. I mentioned the Big Sticks a year ago going 31-27, winning the first half, but then they ended up losing in the playoffs to Spearfish. They won the first game of that postseason series, but then lost the next 2. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled away. They were the team that ended up winning on the road and then came home and lost to. We're disappointed in that. And then Western Nebraska beat Spearfish for the Independence League title a year ago. This year, just 2 teams will be in the postseason. It's a best-of-5 series between Fremont and probably Casper. We haven't checked that score for a little while, but Casper and Hawaii were battling it out, and either a Badlands loss or a Casper win will set the postseason, and Casper's come back to take an 8-5 lead now in the 8th inning. 1-2 pitch on the way. Nick Jones watches it go by for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Nick Jones. Jonesy 1 for 2 in the opener as Hastings won that game 8-7. Taking an early 6-0 lead. Yesterday, Hastings winning 6-2 in Grand Island at Ryder Park. Never trailed in that contest. Trailed briefly here today. The only time they trailed was in the extra frame. Down 7-6 and battle for 2 in the 8th to win it. 3-2 the count. Jonesy working all the way back to a full count here against Jackson Horace. Horace with the blue glove out of the stretch and misses for ball 4. Good at bat for Jones. Working the pitch count. That's why he's been one of the top walk takers during the course of the year. Cale Jensen and him have been battling it out for the team lead during the course of the summer. And here's Anthony Chavez, who had a rocket for a single his last time up. He hit it pretty hard back in the first, lined out to center field. Anthony Chavez steps in the right-handed box. It's weird the way baseball works sometimes. Chavez getting semi-regular playing time early in the summer, really was not producing when he had a chance to become the everyday third baseman. As this is bounced to the left side, that's trouble. That's into left field, base hit. His weakestly hit ball of the 3 he's had in this game, and that turns into a single. So singles in his last 2 at-bats, first and second, nobody out for Jaden Stone. Chavez, once he got into the everyday lineup, has just been a machine, been rock solid defensively, and has just been moving up the stat charts throughout the course of this year. And as Ryan mentioned, he's now the top hitter among active players with his batting average over 300 now. As Jaden Stone steps in, 0 for 2 in this game after a 2-hit game in the first one, including the game-winning RBI. Here's a bunt back to the pitcher. Only play to first. Horace with a good play right there to get the out. Got it over to Krenz at first. And the sacrifice completed. That puts Jones at third, Chavez at second, and Landon Gaz will try to bring home a couple of runs right here.
Number 31, Landon Gaz.
Definitely thought that maybe the pitcher Horace might have wanted to go to third, but that never really was an option for him. Jones, not the fastest runner, but got there pretty easily, and you don't want to risk something thrown away. Get the sure outs as they bring the infield in here.
Here's the pitch. Inside, and it hits Landon Gaz square in the back. That's not something Horace wanted to do, although that does set up the double play. That hurts. Landon Gaz trying to shake that off, as it'll be Josh Printer coming to the plate in a big spot now with the bases loaded, now only one out. Gaz still trying to find a way, and he'll make his way down to that first base bag. So the bases are full of sodbusters trying to blow things open here in the 6th inning, or get a little insurance. I don't know if you're ever blowing things open the way summer ball goes.
Yeah, definitely stings for Gaz. Couple looks out at the mound at Horace. Can't imagine there'd be any intent behind that. Still trying to win a ball game here. You load the bases now, and especially for Gaz, who hasn't seen the ball well this series. But now you load the bases with one out, so probably no intent there.
Here's the pitch, and Josh Printer fouls it away. No balls, one strike. Printer 0 for 0 with a run scored, but what a play on the bases for Josh Printer, who was the victim of 3 pick plays at second base, able to beat all of those back, and then ended up advancing on a throwing error and coming all the way around to score on the play for a big insurance run last inning. And taking ball 1 here, 1 ball and 1 strike on Josh Printer. Came in defensively in the first game and then was involved in the 8th inning rally as he was walked. 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Josh Printer for the Hastings Sodbusters. Pretty much the everyday shortstop since early June. Battling hand and arm issues, but when he unleashes one, he has got a gun. Pretty slick with the glove as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on for the Hastings, I should say bases loaded now for the Hastings Sodbusters. That pitch in the dirt, nice stop there. And saving a run is the backstop, Isaac Huddle. So 2-2 now. Got Jones at third, Chavez at second, Landon Gaz hit by the pitch. He's at first base. Still only 1 out in the 6th. Scheduled 7-inning game. Second game of the doubleheader as we get close to 10:50. Here's the pitch. Printer called strike 3, and that is a large second out, and Josh will head to the dugout. I don't think he has much of an argument right there, and it's back at the top of the order for Taylor Gill.
No, perfect pitch right there for Printer, and just making sure that he got called out and not on the swing as Printer appeared to hold up. And 2 outs, but bases still loaded, and 1, maybe 2 more runs would prove very nice here.
There will be a pitching change as basically pitch count out for Jackson Norris. Pretty courageous effort for him as he gets through 5 2/3 innings, throws 102 pitches, and we will tell you about the new Badlands pitcher when we come back. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Pitching change for the Badlands Big Sticks as we see Moses Dokes come on. He is 0-0, an 8.75 ERA, making his 5th appearance in 4 innings. He's allowed 7 runs, 5 of those earned. He's allowed 6 hits, struck out 3, walked 5, and hit 1. His last outing coming against the Sodbusters this past Sunday. And Moses Dokes ended up giving up a run on 1 hit. He struck out 1 but walked 3. He will not have the luxury of walking anybody here as he has the bases loaded and 2 outs, and facing Taylor Gill, who's had himself quite a day. 3 for 3 with a home run, a double, 4 runs batted in, and 3 runs scored in the first game. He's 1 for 3 in this game. As crunch time here in the bottom of the 6th. Sodbusters looking for more, leading at 4-1 in the second game of this twin bill. Trying for a first doubleheader sweep of the year and trying to get a series sweep against the Badlands Big Sticks, a team which year in and year out has been a contender late in the year. Badlands Big Sticks, back in the former Expedition League, winning the Lewis Division title and then winning the championship back in 2019 over Western Nebraska. They lost to Fremont, the championship series in 2020. In 2021, lost to Souris Valley in a playoff game after finishing second in the Lewis Division. And I mentioned last year they won the first half of their division but got knocked out by Spearfish. Western Nebraska would go on to win the Independence League title last year. This year it's going to come down to Fremont and in all likelihood Casper. Casper trying to close things out, and Casper would still have to lose. Badlands would have to rally to make the weekend mean anything. Moses Stokes brings home the first pitch to Taylor Gill, and this one's right across at the letters for strike 1. Looks like he can bring it a little bit.
I'll say 88 miles an hour. That's pretty darn good.
So no balls, 1 strike. Gill got to be ready a little bit quicker now with Dokes bringing the heat. Dokes working out of the stretch. Comes set. 0-1 delivery. High for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Can Dokes bring it over? Mention the fact that he had some walks his last appearance against the Sodbusters. A walk here, and Hastings gets a large insurance run. I'm sure Gill thinking find a gap somewhere and bring in a couple, maybe 3. He's had some big moments in his early time as a Sodbuster. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Gill takes this one the other way into left field, but Osborne right there and makes the play. Osborne's been really good out in left field. Joe Osborne makes the catch, and we head to the 7th. Sodbusters try to win it. It's 4-1. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Out of the 7th inning, and Marcus Miller out there to at least begin the 7th as Hastings trying to close things out with a minimum of pitchers. Marcus Miller does have a little bit of wiggle room. He's thrown 98 pitches so far. You can max out at 110, and so if he can work quickly to the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, perhaps he can go complete game and pick up the win. 4-1, though. Never take anything for granted. 4 runs, 4 hits for the Sodbusters. 1 run, 4 hits for Badlands. They bat their bottom of the order, but that hasn't mattered during the course of rally time. We saw this part of the order do really well for Badlands in the first game today as they came back from a 6-0 deficit. Marcus Miller, it would be really cool to see him get a complete game and a complete game victory for this Hastings Sodbuster squad. He faces Van Dyne, Krenz, and Waxley. First pitch swinging. Van Dyne a mighty swing, but could not make contact. No balls and a strike. He walked back in the 4th, grounded out in the 2nd. 1 for 3 in the first game today with a double. Sodbusters won that game by a count of 8-7. Here's the pitch. Off speeders outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Royce Van Dyne. We'll play the Marcus Miller interview as part of our coverage tomorrow. Had a chance to catch up with Marcus before the doubleheader. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Off-speed pitch is bounced to the left side. Going to be picked up by Chavez. High throw, but Gaz holds the bag, and 1 out. They had the shift on, kind of playing 3 guys up the middle or to the right, so Chavez almost playing where the shortstop was, and he is able to gun down Van Dyne for a large first out here in the 7th, and now it'll be Cale Krenz to bat for the Badlands Big Sticks.
And good thing with Van Dyne running, catcher by trade. He doesn't run super well, was getting down the line pretty well, but most other guys, you might have an infield single there, but credit Chavez for getting the hop he liked and throwing the strike over there.
Kobe Krenz takes strike 1. No balls and 1 strike on Kobe Krenz, who took the loss in the opener with 2 runs on 2 hits in an inning and a third as the Sodbusters rallied in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch right there for strike 2. 2 quick strikes on Kobe Krenz, and Miller's jumped on top of him. As Krenz, Dickinson State guy from hometown, Dickinson, North Dakota, so neat to see those hometown guys stay home. Strike 3. Miller, a hometown guy from Hastings, strikes out the Dickinson guy, and now the Sodbusters are an out away from a doubleheader sweep and from a series sweep against the Badlands Big Sticks. And it'll be Harrison Waxley, the last hope. Grounded out, and a fielder's choice grounder. 0 for 2 in this game, 0 for 2 in the first game today, so 0 for 4 and takes high for ball 1. Don't want to turn the order over. Finish it right here, Marcus. Don't make it difficult on yourself. Plus, you're near the end of your day. This could be your last hitter regardless. It's 110, the maximum number of pitches. Off speed, beautiful. Swinging over the top of it. Waxley, no chance there. 1 ball and 1 strike as Marcus Miller, all of 61 miles an hour on that breaker. There is action behind him, but Marcus doesn't want to hear that or see that. We don't want to see that. 1-1 pitch on the way. Right there for strike 2, and now the Big Sticks down to their final strike of their playoff hopes, too. The Hastings Sodbusters trying to find a way to get a measure of revenge. Badlands had won the first 6 between these 2 teams, all of those in Dickinson. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Game over. That's a series sweep. That's a doubleheader sweep. And that is a win for Marcus Miller as Hastings wraps up the victory 4-1. We will talk about it right after this timeout. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood-bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to hastingssodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Hastings Sodbusters with a win today. A matter of fact, 2 wins today, as they won the opening game of this doubleheader by a score of 8-7. In Game 2, really good pitching. Marcus Miller works the distance to pick up the win. Hastings scoring 3 runs in the first. They add a run in the 5th. They make it stand up as Badlands, their only run, coming on a bases-loaded walk in the 4th as they went 2 up, 2 down that inning, but then single, walk. Miller bounced back with that with a vengeance as he was able to strike out the side in the 5th, got him 1-2-3 in the 6th, and 1-2-3 in the 7th. So he sets down the last 10, finishing with a flourish and really finishing his Sodbuster season with a flourish because with the weekend coming up, he wasn't going to pitch again anyway. So really neat to see the season come to a close for Marcus Miller the way it did today as Marcus Miller goes the distance, throwing 108 pitches. You're allowed the maximum of 110. He struck out 9 and walked only 2 in the win. As far as offense, well, not much of it. Sodbusters did plate 3 runs on 1 hit in the first inning as the only hit was an RBI single from Nick Jones, but Hastings turned a pair of walks and a pair of wild pitches into 2 more runs. Then they would add a run in the 5th inning on a wacky play. Josh Printer walked. Taylor Gill singled. After a fly out to center field, they tried to throw back behind the runner to Printer. It was thrown away. Printer advanced to third, and then Badlands just kind of forgot about the runners, and Printer came all the way around to score on the play. That's the only offense. There was a multi-hit game as Anthony Chavez goes 2 for 3. Taylor Gill 1 for 4. Cale Jensen 0 for 2 with a run scored. Marcos Cabranes 0 for 1 with a run scored. Nick Jones 1 for 2, an RBI and a run scored. And I mentioned Josh Printer 0 for 1. He did score a run for the Hastings Sodbusters as Hastings gets the doubleheader sweep as they are able to sweep this Badlands Big Sticks team after winning the game yesterday. They win the first game today 8-7 and win the second game 4-1. It's been a long day, so we're going to wrap things up now. We will have an interview with Marcus Miller and more coverage tomorrow in advance of the series with the Fremont Moo. Coverage gets underway at 6:35 for the first pitch, and we'll have the pregame at about 6:10. So for Ryan Valenta, for Mason Hendricks, final scores once again. The first game of the Twin Bill goes to Hastings 8-7, and Hastings beats the Big Sticks in game number 2 4-1. I'm Steve Stein. Good night, everyone.
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sodbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer wood bat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sodbusters and the Independence League are all about. Sodbuster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch the